What's up guys, Tyler Sim, physical therapy student. So today I want to talk about why I love to fail. And the short and simple reason is because that's where my growth, development, and progression happens. Nobody likes to fail. It sometimes feels terrible, especially if it's something that you've been working for years, months, whatever it may be. Most people don't like to fail. I like to fail because, well, let me start with this. I didn't always like to fail. It's not something that has always, that I had the same mindset about a few years ago. It sucks, especially if it's something you really, really want or it's something you've been working for. It's not the best feeling in the world. However, after my failures, whether that's through school, through work, through social life, whatever it may be, I came to realize failures where I'm growing the most. It's something where I can look back on and say, what went wrong? What can I improve to progress myself forward later in my life? It's something that became more of a positive thing for me, rethinking it, than a negative thing. Whether it's one failure I have or I fail 100 times before I get somewhere where I want to be. Looking at failure in that aspect, instead of just, dang, I failed, I'm either going to quit or just, give up. It's motivation for me. And I know a lot of people have that mindset too. It's motivation for a lot of people. And it's something I didn't think about until recently. Because I've had a lot of successes in my life. But I've also had a lot of failures, and thinking back on, just the failures alone, it's something where I can see later on, okay, I could have done that better, or I could have done this, or I'm going to do this to progress myself forward, not just dwell on it. Because if you dwell on it, where are you going to go? You're just going to stay in the same place, and you're just going to make yourself miserable thinking about that failure. A good example, most of you probably know this, it's, Thomas Edison. He took 1,000 tries to make a light bulb, and then after 1,000 tries, he finally got it on the next try. And somebody asked him, how did it feel to fail 1,000 times? And he said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I just took 1,000 steps to pretty much get it right on that 1,000th one, whatever try. And so, that's kind of the mindset. And a lot of big people in this world that are successful or have been successful failed a bunch. Steve Jobs, Thomas Edison, all these big name people, they failed a bunch of times. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with failure. It's something you should look at as motivation if it's something you're trying to get to, a long-term goal. Use it as motivation. Use it as fuel for your fire. It's nothing that you should be ashamed of. We all have failures, and if you're comparing yourself to somebody that you think has zero failures, that's only the superficial part of what you see of a person. You never know somebody's whole life story to know if they never fail. Nobody never fails. I promise you that whether it's just little failures here and there or big failures, everybody fails some point in their life. So if you're comparing yourself, again, whether it's a job or whatever, and you're next to somebody and you're like, wow, like, how can I be like this person? They never fail. They do everything right. Don't always assume that. Everybody has their failures. Everybody has their backstory. So don't just assume that nobody fails, because that's not true. Everybody's going to have their failures. And like I said, you just need to use it as motivation for whatever goal that you're trying to obtain, and learn from it. It's something that, when I fail now, whatever it may be, I look at it, I'm like, okay, I didn't do what I wanted to do. But I'm going to eventually. I'm just going to use this failure to see how I can improve myself and push myself farther in life. And I'm not going to be that person that the failure happens to them and then it's just like, I give up, whatever. Don't be that person. those people aren't going to get far. Be the person that uses it as fuel to the fire for the rest of your life. And just look at failure that way. It's not that bad. Even if it may seem bad at the moment, just take it in and see how you can use it to your advantage. Because failure should be used to your advantage. It should not be something to take you down. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions about failure, what you think about failure, if you love to fail like I do now, or if you hate it still, or if you think I'm insane just for talking about this subject, let me know. So yeah, you guys have a good rest of the day. I need to go study because grad school sucks. And yeah, so have a good rest of the day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Later.